Once again, I'd like to welcome everybody to Honoring Their Service, and I'm Bob Riggio. With me is one of the many veterans that lives throughout the Black Hills area, that calls the Black Hills area their home. And this gives us an opportunity to recognize these veterans for the dedication, for the service they have given to our country. This is Bob Mallow, one of those veterans that we're going to be talking about today.
I went to school in Piedmont. I graduated high school from Piedmont, and when we got married, we lived in Piedmont.
So you're a South Dakota boy, right here from the...
No.
No.
I was born in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Oh my goodness gracious. So
and my father, his folks lived here in Rapid.
Okay.
And they also had a ranch out at Wasta. I joined in '53, and I was in high school yet. My mother signed for me because I was supposed to be 17 to join the service.
How old were you when you joined, Bob?
16.
16. Why did you decide to join the service at that age?
My friend was already a member and asked me to come along with him, and I did, and they convinced me that I should sign up, and I did.
And no regrets? And
no regrets.
How long did you serve?
38 years. 38
years in the service. You signed up when you were 16. No regrets. And what was your specialty?
My specialty was ordnance, which means that I worked on the trucks and the vehicles and that. At that time, we didn't have the boot camp like they do now.
Okay.
And so they trained you right there at the unit. We had a drill once a month. Us recruits would march for 3 hours out there in the parking lot. This was at Camp Rapid.
Oh, right here in Rapid City, okay.
Right here in Rapid City.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit about your experiences during the Rapid City flood. And what rank were you at that time?
I was still a captain.
You were still a captain, okay.
And I got a call about 4 o'clock to assemble the unit and for me to get to a meeting up in the AG's office. And he told me that I was assigned to go to Nemo. I took a deuce and a half in a Jeep.
Okay, you were assigned to go to Nemo, which is on the Box Elder Creek.
Yep.
Box Elder Creek runs through Nemo.
Yes.
And this was because of the heavy rains. I mean, the Canyon Lake Dam hadn't broke at that time. This is 4 o'clock in the afternoon now.
The Canyon Lake Dam did not cause that much damage. There wasn't much water that come across the dam.
At that time.
It was all mostly mud that was going down through there. And so we went up and we come across the creek. A lady stopped us and said there was a car down there with the lights on. Well, the water, it was about that deep at that time. The longer we were there, the higher the water got. I sent 3 people out to the car. There was nobody in the car. And then the tree broke. There was a surge of water coming down the creek with propane tanks and a lot of debris.
Can you remember what time this was now?
This is about 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. This is when the big surge was beginning to roll down.
Then the tree broke off. We tried to get him off the tree. One of them got off and we pulled him in. The other 2 stayed on.
Stayed with the tree.
Stayed with the tree. And the tree is churning to pull you under. The water is cold, so your movability is getting shorter. The tree hit some gravel. Another one got off. We picked him up in the morning, but he was on the other side of the creek from us. Then the tree went on down and the other one come off. We pulled back and there was a house on the hill and a barn down below. And we went up to the house and stayed the night there. The next morning we come out, the barn was gone. When you get down to Blackhawk, where the creek comes down through there, that had lifted the concrete slabs for the bridge. That had lifted that up and turned it so you couldn't drive over the bridge. I went back to Camp Rapid, got some food for the guys, and then we went back up and started up by Nemo and walked the creek looking for the 2 people.
Yeah.
We finally found them. We airlifted one out of there. So then the next morning, I went down to the morgue. I walked the morgue for 3 days looking for him before we found him. And so we did find him and brought him back. That day I just signed for house, him and his wife. Probably one of the hardest things that I had to do as a captain, as a unit commander, was go tell his wife that he wasn't coming home.
It's been a pleasure talking with you, sir. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us, and thank you so much for your service.
You bet. Thank you.